Afraid so. We're on we've talked about, some of the things about the earth being round and being a sphere, and talked about how that the earth hangs upon nothing. And boy, that just became so clear to us back when the astronauts first went to the moon. And there it was, that big blue marble hanging out there. Talked about the north being stretched out over an empty space. Talked about lightning and bringing about rain,
Right.
and there's other things, aren't there? We find
Oh,
that
yeah.
the scriptures talk about as well life being in the blood.
Yeah,
And
in Leviticus,
yeah,
Leviticus
yeah.
17, it clearly states verses 10 through 14 that the life is in the blood.
So
But if you went to a barber back in 1850 or somewhere like that to make you feel better, they might drain a little blood from you. But that's not what you need. You actually need that blood.
yeah, yeah. And I mean, that even goes back to the oldest of Hebrew scriptures.
Yeah.
And as you said, I mean, what within just a century ago, uh, it was common to let blood, so that you could let out those diseases, and such as
You
that.
know, Joe, we were talking before about how the medical books and science books and stuff have changed in the last 100 years. And I remember visiting with a fella in El Dorado, Kansas, that collected old medical textbooks. And I was looking through some of them, and it is hilarious what they used to advocate medically uh, 100, 200 years ago. And you'd read those and you think, man, it's a wonder anybody lived after seeing a doctor.
Yeah, yeah. And then even like in Acts, and that's back there, well, in Genesis 9, speaks of it, but then Leviticus speaks of it as well. Beginning there in the 11th chapter, people want to go and read that. And then in Acts chapter 17, when Paul was preaching there in Athens, and talking about that there's one creation and one humanity. And he says even there that, all humans can interchange and share blood. They're all of one blood.
Yeah, that's Acts 17, verse 26. If someone wants to look at that he has made of one blood all nations upon on the earth. And it wasn't so long ago that people thought that if you transferred blood from one race to another race, it would change a person's race. And the Apostle Paul, back before 60 AD, what was that, about 57 AD, something like that, preached that there's everybody's of one blood.
If you enjoyed this short video, I invite you to check out the entire episode on more evidence that the Bible is a revelation from God. And be sure to subscribe in order to be notified of more videos as they come out.